ঘৃণা কর পদে অরি, ঘৃণা কর পদে অরি। অন্তর দেবতা আসাহি, হৃদ সিংহাসনে বস। অন্তর দেবতা আসাহি, হৃদ সিংহাসনে বস। তোমার উপস্থিতি নয়ন হেরিহে, তোমার উপস্থিতি নয়ন হেরিহে, করুণাময় টুটিব মন পরাস, টুটিব মন পরাস, টুটিব মন পরাস।
জয় গুরু। জয় গুরু। तुमरी पाई की खोलाखी मोर, आउ सबुथी की अंध। तुमरी पाई की खोलाखी मोर, आउ सबुथी की अंध। तुम तनु बास बिना नबारे मो, तुम तनु बास बिना नबारे मो, आउ तो काहारी गंध, आउ तो काहारी गंध। तुमरी पाई की खोलाखी मोर, आउ सबुथी की अंध। तुमरी पाई की खोलाखी मोर, आउ सबुथी की अंध। हाथ बढ़ाई मु धरी मन कले, तुमरी परस पाए। हाथ बढ़ाई मु धरी मन कले, तुमरी परस पाए। छाई निदे ढली सपन नयने, तुम छवि नाची जाए। छाई निदे ढली सपन नयने, तुम छवि नाची जाए। कान शुणे खाली दूर बईसिर, कान शुणे खाली दूर बईसिर। मन भुला सुर छंद, मन भुला सुर छंद। तुमरी पाई की खोलाखी मोर, आउ सबुथी की अंध। जुग जुग धरी जीवने मरणे, तुमे एका साथी मोर। जुग जुग धरी जीवने मरणे, तुमे एका साथी मोर। ପ୍ରିୟ ଠାରୁ ବଳି ପ୍ରିୟତମ ତୁମେ ଆଉ ତ ସଭିଏ ପର ପ୍ରିୟ ଠାରୁ ବଳି ପ୍ରିୟତମ ତୁମେ ଆଉ ତ ସଭିଏ ପର ଦୂରରେ ନ ରହ ଦୂରରେ ନ ରଖ ଦୂରରେ ନ ରହ ଦୂରରେ ନ ରଖ ନ କର କବାଟ ବନ୍ଦ ନ କର ଦୁଆର ବନ୍ଦ ତୁମରି ପାଇଁକି ଲାଖି ମୋର ଆଉ ସବୁଥିକି ଅନ୍ଧ ତୁମ ତନୁ ବାସ ବିନା ନବାରେ ମୁଁ ତୁମ ତନୁ ବାସ ବିନା ନବାରେ ମୁଁ ଆଉ ତ କାହାରି ଗନ୍ଧ ତୁମରି ପାଇଁକି ଖୋଲାଖି ମୋର ଆଉ ସବୁଥିକି ଅନ୍ଧ আস আনন্দ স্বরূপ প্রেম পসরা আস আনন্দ স্বরূপ প্রেম পসরা বারে হৃদয় পরশ শোক পসরা ভব বন্ধন মোচন পূজবর গুণহীন সগুণাধিপতি ভব ভীরু জনে সত তম্বরদ প্রণমামি গুরু শিব কল্পতরু প্রণমামি গুরু শিব কল্পতরু
এনজয় করি।
You know
Om Joy Guru. Today's reading is from chapter 17 of the volume of the book Sadguru Swami Nigamananda Upadhyaya. The section that I'm going to read is in page 156. The title is Life is Amending. These are our Thakur's words, advice to us. Dear child, God is infinite, so also you are infinite and beginningless. Creation, preservation, and dissolution have been going on since time immemorial. In addition, you and I have also been coming and going since then. Moreover, there is no limit or end to this coming and going with this creation. One can experience the dawning of sublime feelings as one performs japa of Ishta Mantra. Don't consider what you realize to be the final realization. Think that so much more is left to be realized because He is infinite. If I say this mantra will generate in you so feelings, you will only have that much realization because in this connection, I drew a boundary line limiting your feelings. Don't pay heed to whatever you notice or hear by reciting mantra. Remember that it is not the end. Remember that it is not the end. Spiritual progress is primarily dependent upon the compassion of God and Sri Gurudeva. Sadhana bhajana is only secondary. If you can love Sri Gurudeva selflessly and perform his duty without any worldly desire, he can stimulate and assimilate the power of Gurudev. I wish that you all possess the formidable strength and indomitable energy of a tiger. I want you to become greater than me. All parents, all gurus desire defeat from their children or disciples. Such a delicious defeat enhances the glory of a father or a guru. I also want that. The tiger's progeny becomes a tiger. In place of one Nigamananda, let there be hundreds of Nigamanandas. I have not forbidden any of you, my disciples, to go to any other saint or man of great soul. There are as many views as many paths. So it is not good to quit the path shown by one's own Gurudeva and accept at once the philosophy or path of another. Such is also the instruction of the scriptures. But I shall never be sad if any of my disciples or devotees considers someone greater or more powerful than me and accepts his philosophy or path for his welfare. I have no reason to feel belittled if any disciple quits me on finding in someone else whatever I do not have. But it will immensely pain me if I find those who I love invite disaster by walking on the path highly detrimental to their spiritual growth. We have links with each other's life, so there is no end to our sadhana in spite of self-liberation. One has to endure prarabdha even after the attainment of jnana. A liberated person also bears calmly the fruit of prarabdha. Even though I have completed my work, I have to work for others. I am linked with the action of others. I do not ordinarily give initiation to others. Initiation is the topmost job of Sri Gurudeva. It presupposes the preparation of the ground or the container. If the seed of initiation is sown on the suitable and fertile ground, it bears fruit within a small time. If it is sown on infertile or unsuitable ground, its germination is considerably delayed. So while progressing on the path of religion with a little faith, you have the life of morality and observe the principles of brahmacharya during the execution of studies in student life to purify and strengthen your body, mind and heart. It is the principal sadhana in building the character. I have noticed after initiating several people that it has not produced so much good result. It is because the field was not prepared for it. For that reason, I am not willing to give initiation at first. Prepare first the ground, observing the preliminary principles and regulations. As soon as mind is steady, I must give you in appropriate time whatever I have to give. If you have faith in my words, live according to what I have told you. Jai Guru.
Jai Guru. Saraswata Sangha Puri, British America Saraswata Sangha. 818th Sangha Puja Session Report. Date June 12, 2022. Time 7:15 to 11:45 Eastern Time. Alias Gyan Bajjabhai Thakurbhai. For attendees list, please check Sangha website. Minutes of first session. First session started at 7:30 AM Eastern Time after singing a Pratiksha song, Janae Pade Jodi Kara and Bhavarajara Bhapara Thakura by Suvendu Bhai and Amrita Ma respectively. Nijit Bhai performed Arati and then Udita Ma sang. Vandana and Stotamadana. After reading of Parichaya Patra, devotees pray to Sri Thakur to protect the world from COVID-19 pandemic, for smooth functions of the Samlani and proper daily puja at Nigam Smriti Mandir, all of which were by Brajavai. Then Prabir Bhai read Vandana, Prasthana and Prati sections from Sangha Sevaka volume 39 part 3. Vishwajit Bhai sang the song from above mentioned Sangha Sevaka. This was followed by reading of verse 97 from Sri Sri Guru Gita by Soumya Bhai. Braja Bhai requested Sri Sri Thakur to accept Balya Bhoga and join the second session after a short rest. He also requested devotees present at NSM to have prasad. The first session concluded after Jayaguru Kirtan. Minutes of second session. Second session started at 10 a.m. Eastern Time after Pranamagana, which was preceded by Abahana songs, DJ Patha Chahi Rahichi Anai, and Pranara Mani Najare Haji, sung by Nihar Bhai and Gyana Bhai respectively. Smita Bhai ma sang Bandana Khena Priyatama Tava Sundara Pada Prante. And Sandeep Bhai read the section titled Asana, Basana, Bhusana from Nigama Upadesha. Sukanya ma presented the minutes of last Sangha Puja session. Then Anup Bhai read from Acharya Prasanga and Vishwajit Behra Bhai offered a summary of the reading in English. Vandana Bhai sang the song Ajita Pahili Raja. Devidas Bhai read an excerpt from the English translation of Sansara Pathe, Part 1. Braja Bhai conducted the Q&A session answering the questions from Bhaktas. Then the young experienced session started with Srija singing the prayer Bhuli Mo Paruni Priya. Swatima led the discussions. Then Gyan, Braja Bhai and Thakur Bhai did Bhavabhima. After that, Thakur Bhai invited Sri Thakur for Madhyana Bhoga and evening puja. He requested devotees present at NSM to have prasad. In the absence of Eva, Rasmi Chaudhary invited Sri Thakur and all devotees for the next Vai session, and Amitabh Bhai did so for the next Sangha Puja. Thakur Bhai prayed to Sri Thakur and requested all devotees to forgive all sevakas and sevikas who performed seva during the Sangha Puja for any mistakes they might have committed. Finally, Devashish Bhai sang the last song, Devara Durlava Tava Charna Jugala. The second session ended with Jayaguru Kirtan. Then a short discussion on Samlani preparation ensued. Vishwajit Bhai took attendance after which the devotees bid farewell to each other until the next Sangha Puja. Shri Shakotra, Gyan, Thakur Bhai and Puja Bhai. Jai Guru.
Jai Guru. Acharya Prasanga, Pusta 85. मैंने पढ़िया से आसाम भ्रमण कर कामाख्या विषय पढ़िया. देवभूमि हिमालय पाद देश कनखल प्रदेश महाराज दक्ष प्रजापति यज्ञ सहरे तदीय कन्या सती पति देवादिदेव महेश्वर निंदा श्रवण कर देहत्याग कले. यही संवाद श्रवण कर क्रुद्ध महेश्वर दक्ष राजधानी आक्रमण कर यज्ञ नष्ट कले एवं एकांत शोकमयी मान हो सतींकर त्यक्त देह स्कंधरे बहन कर देश भ्रमण बहिर्गत हेले. महेश्वर यही कार्य देखी देवगण भीत हेले एवं सेमानंकर प्रार्थना रे भगवान विष्णु तांको चक्र द्वारा सतींकर देह 51 खंडरे विभक्त कले. महादेव भ्रमण काल रे सतींकर शुद्ध देहांश भारतर विभिन्न स्थान रे पतित हुए. यही सब स्थान हिंदूंकर परम पवित्र तीर्थ रूपे परिणत होइछि. यही गुड़ी को पीठ कहुए. यही सब महापीठ रे प्राग ऐतिहासिक जुगरु महाशक्ति उपासना हो आसुछि एवं भारत रे ଶକ୍ତି ପୂଜାର ଧାରା ଅକ୍ଷୁଣ୍ଣ ରହିଅଛି। ଏହି ସମସ୍ତ ପୀଠସ୍ଥାନର ବିଶେଷ ଆଖ୍ୟାନ ଓ ମହିମା କାଳିକା ପୁରାଣରେ ବର୍ଣ୍ଣିତ ଅଛି। ପ୍ରତ୍ୟେକ ପୀଠସ୍ଥାନରେ ଦେବୀ ଏବଂ ଭୈରବ ବିଭିନ୍ନ ନାମରେ ଭକ୍ତବାଂଶ ପୂରଣ କରିବା ପାଇଁ ପ୍ରକାଶିତ ହୋଇଛନ୍ତି। ମହାପୀଠ କାମାକ୍ଷା ଏଥିମଧ୍ୟରୁ ଅନ୍ୟତମ। କାମାକ୍ଷା ଧାମର ପଣ୍ଡାମାନଙ୍କର ସୁଖ୍ୟାତି ଭାରତର ସର୍ବତ୍ର। ଗୟାରେ ଓ ଅନ୍ୟାନ୍ୟ ତୀର୍ଥସ୍ଥାନରେ ପଣ୍ଡାମାନେ ଯଜମାନଙ୍କ ନିକଟରୁ ନାନା ପ୍ରକାରରେ ଜୁଲମ କରି ଅର୍ଥ ସଂଗ୍ରହ କରିଥାନ୍ତି, କିନ୍ତୁ କାମାକ୍ଷା ପଣ୍ଡାମାନଙ୍କର କୌଣସି ଦାବି ନାହିଁ। ଯାତ୍ରୀଙ୍କର ସାମର୍ଥ୍ୟ ଓ ଅଭିମତ ଅନୁସାରେ ହିଁ ସେମାନେ ତୀର୍ଥ କାର୍ଯ୍ୟ ସମ୍ପନ୍ନ କରିଥାନ୍ତି। ଯାତ୍ରୀମାନଙ୍କର ଆହାର ଓ ବାସସ୍ଥାନର ବ୍ୟବସ୍ଥା ସେମାନେ ହିଁ କରିଥାନ୍ତି। ପଣ୍ଡାଙ୍କ ଘରେ ଗୃହଲକ୍ଷ୍ମୀ ମାନେ ହିଁ ରନ୍ଧନ ଆଦି କରିଥାନ୍ତି ଏବଂ ସେହି ଅନ୍ନ ବ୍ୟଞ୍ଜନ ଆଦି ଯାତ୍ରୀମାନଙ୍କୁ ଦିଆ ହୁଏ। ସୁତରାଂ ଏଠାରେ ବାସ କରିବାର ବା ଆହାର କରିବାର କୌଣସି ଅସୁବିଧା ନାହିଁ। ବେଶ ନିଜ ଘର ଭଳି ପଣ୍ଡାଙ୍କ ବାସଗୃହର ଅଂଶ ଦଖଲ କରି ତୀର୍ଥକୃତ୍ୟ ସହଜରେ ସୁସମ୍ପନ୍ନ କରାଯାଏ। ଏହିସବୁ କ୍ରିୟାଦି କରିବା ପରେ ଯଦି ଅର୍ଥ ଅକୂଳନ ହୁଏ, ତେବେ ମାଙ୍କ ସେବକ ପଣ୍ଡାମାନେ ଆବଶ୍ୟକୀୟ ଅର୍ଥ ଧାର ମଧ୍ୟ ଦେଇଥାନ୍ତି। ମୁଁ ଓ ଗୋବିନ୍ଦ ଭାଇ ପଣ୍ଡାଙ୍କ ଘରେ ଆମ ଜିନିଷପତ୍ର ରଖି ପଣ୍ଡାଙ୍କ ପୁତ୍ର ସହିତ ତୀର୍ଥ ଦର୍ଶନରେ ବାହାରିଲୁ। ପ୍ରଥମେ ଆମେ କାମାକ୍ଷା କୁଣ୍ଡରେ ସ୍ନାନ କଲୁ। ଏହି କୁଣ୍ଡ ପାହାଡ ବୁକୁରେ ଗୋଟିଏ କ୍ଷୁଦ୍ର ଜଳାଧାର। ଜଳ ଅତି କଦର୍ଯ୍ୟ। ସେଥିରେ ସବୁଜ ରଙ୍ଗର ଶିଉଳି ଭରି ରହିଛି, କିନ୍ତୁ ଧୁନ୍ଦୁର ଧର୍ମଲାଭର କି ଉତ୍କଟ ଆକାଂକ୍ଷା। ଏତେ ଆନନ୍ଦରେ ପାପତାପ ଦୂର କରିବା ଆଶାରେ ଏହି କୁଣ୍ଡ ଜଳରେ ଅବଗାହନ ସ୍ନାନ କରି ମନ୍ତ୍ରାଦି ପାଠ କରନ୍ତି। ସ୍ନାନର ଫଳ ମୁକ୍ତି ଲାଭ ଆଉ ପୁନର୍ଜନ୍ମ ନ ହେବା। ଆମେ 10 ମହାବିଦ୍ୟାର ବିଭିନ୍ନ ମୂର୍ତ୍ତି ଦର୍ଶନ କରି ଭୁବନେଶ୍ୱରୀ ପାହାଡ଼ରେ ଉପସ୍ଥିତ ହେଲୁ। ଏହି ପାହାଡ଼ଟି ସର୍ବୋଚ୍ଚ। ଏଠାରେ ମହାମାୟା ଭୁବନେଶ୍ୱରୀ ରୂପରେ ଅବସ୍ଥାନ କରୁଛନ୍ତି। ରାସ୍ତାରେ ଆମେ ସ୍ୱାମୀ ଅଭୟାନନ୍ଦଙ୍କ ଆଶ୍ରମ ଦର୍ଶନ କଲୁ। ଦେଖିଲୁ ସେ ତାଙ୍କ ବାସଗୃହ ମଧ୍ୟରେ କି କାର୍ଯ୍ୟରେ ବ୍ୟାପୃତ ଅଛନ୍ତି। ତାଙ୍କ ସହିତ କୌଣସି କଥା କହିବାର ଅବକାଶ ପାଇଲୁ ନାହିଁ। ପଣ୍ଡା ନନ୍ଦନ ସ୍ୱାମୀଜୀଙ୍କର ସୁଖ୍ୟାତି କରିବାକୁ ଲାଗିଲେ। ସେ ନା କଣ ସେଠାରେ ଗୋଟିଏ ବ୍ରହ୍ମ ବିଦ୍ୟାଳୟ ପ୍ରତିଷ୍ଠା ଚେଷ୍ଟାରେ ଅଛନ୍ତି। ଭୁବନେଶ୍ୱରୀ ପାହାଡ଼ରୁ ବ୍ରହ୍ମପୁତ୍ର ନଦୀ ଏବଂ ଗୌହାଟୀ ରୋଡ ଦେଖାଯାଏ। ନଦୀ ବକ୍ଷରେ ଭାସମାନ ନୌକା ଗୁଡିକ ଅତି ଛୋଟ ଦେଖାଯାଉଥିଲା, ଠିକ ଯେପରି ଖଣ୍ଡିଏ ଖଣ୍ଡିଏ ପୋଟଳ ଭଜା। ଆଉ ରାସ୍ତାରେ ଦେଖାଯାଉଥିଲା ମୋଟର କାର ଗୁଡିକ ଠିକ ଯେପରି କଳା ପିମ୍ପୁଡି ଚାଲିଛନ୍ତି। ମୁଁ ଜୀବନରେ ଏହି ପ୍ରଥମ ପାହାଡକୁ ଉଠିଲି। ଚାରି ଦିଗରେ ପ୍ରକୃତିର ମନୋହାରୀ ଶୋଭା, ଦୂର ଦୂରାନ୍ତେ ଚକ୍ରବାଳେ ଯେପରି ମଧୁର ନିଶା ଜଡ଼ି ରହିଛି। ମୁଁ ଦେଖି ଦେଖି ଆନନ୍ଦରେ ବାଳକ ଭରି ଅଧୀର ହୋଇ ଉଠିଥିଲି। ହଠାତ୍ ଦେଖିଲି ପଣ୍ଡାଙ୍କ ପୁତ୍ର ପ୍ରାୟ 3 ହାତ ଦୂରରେ ଥିବା ଏକ ପ୍ରସ୍ତର ଖଣ୍ଡ ଉପରକୁ ଡେଇଁ ଉଠି ପଡିଲେ ଏବଂ ସେଠାରେ ବସି ଆନନ୍ଦରେ ଚାରିଦିଗ ଦେଖିବାକୁ ଲାଗିଲେ। ବାଳକର ଏହି ଆନନ୍ଦ ଦେଖି ମୁଁ ଯେ ବାଳକ ନୁହେଁ ତାହା ଭୁଲିଗଲି ଏବଂ ଡେଇଁ ପଡି ସେ ଗର୍ତ୍ତ ପାର ହୋଇ ଉକ୍ତ ପ୍ରସ୍ତର ଖଣ୍ଡରେ ଉପସ୍ଥିତ ହେଲି। ସେ ଦୃଶ୍ୟ ଯେପରି ମନୋହାରୀ ସେହିପରି ଭୀଷଣ। ସମ୍ମୁଖରେ ପ୍ରାୟ 1 ମାଇଲ ପଛରେ ତଦ୍ରୂପ ଏକ ବିରାଟ ଗର୍ତ୍ତ। ତାର ଗଭୀରତା କେତେ କିଛି ଦେଖାଯାଏ ନା। ଏମିତି ଏକ ଜାଗାରେ ଉପସ୍ଥିତ ଥିଲି ଯେଉଁଠାରେ କୌଣସି ପ୍ରକାର ପଦସ୍ଖଳନ ହେଲେ ଇହଲୀଳା ଅଚିରେ ଶେଷ ହୋଇଥାଏ। କିନ୍ତୁ ଏହି ଭୀତିର ଚାରିଦିଗରେ ଏକ ଅପୂର୍ବ ଶୋଭା। ଭଗବାନ ଜଗତରେ ଆକାଶ ଭେଦୀ ପର୍ବତମାଳା, କେତେ ନଦ ନଦୀ ଅଧିତ୍ୟକା ସୃଷ୍ଟି କରି ପ୍ରକୃତିକୁ ସୌନ୍ଦର୍ଯ୍ୟ ସମ୍ଭାରରେ ଭୂଷିତ କରିଛନ୍ତି। ତାଙ୍କର ଅପୂର୍ବ ମହିମା, ତାଙ୍କ ସୃଷ୍ଟିର କୌଶଳ, ତାଙ୍କ ବିରାଟ ରହସ୍ୟ ଜାଲ ବିସ୍ତାର ସବୁ ମୋତେ ମୁଗ୍ଧ କରୁଥିଲା। ଏହି ଭାବରେ ଚିନ୍ତାରେ ଆବରଣରେ କିଛି ସମୟ ବସି ରହିଥିଲି। ଗୋବିନ୍ଦ ଭାଇ ମୂଳ ପାହାଡ଼ରେ ହିଁ ଥିଲେ। ସେ ମୋତେ ଫେରିବା ପାଇଁ ଡାକିଲେ। ପଣ୍ଡାଙ୍କ ପୁତ୍ର ଏକଲମ୍ଫରେ ପାର ହୋଇଗଲେ, କିନ୍ତୁ ମୁଁ ଦେଖିଲି ସମ୍ମୁଖେ ଅନନ୍ତ ଗହ୍ୱର। ଯେତେ ଦୂର ଦୃଷ୍ଟି ଯାଏ କେବଳ ଅନ୍ଧକାର ଆଉ ଅନ୍ଧକାର। ପଛରେ ପ୍ରାୟ 1 ମାଇଲ ତଳେ କ୍ରମେ ଢାଲୁ ହୋଇ ବ୍ରହ୍ମପୁତ୍ର ଆଡକୁ ଓହ୍ଲାଇ ଯାଇଛି। ମୁହୂର୍ତ୍ତକରେ ମୁଁ କିଂ କର୍ତ୍ତବ୍ୟ ବିମୂଳ ହୋଇଗଲି। ପର ମୁହୂର୍ତ୍ତରେ ଜୟଗୁରୁ କହି ଲମ୍ଫ ପ୍ରଦାନ କରି ପାର ହୋଇ ଆସିଲି। ସେତେବେଳେ ବି ଡରରେ ମୋ ଶରୀର କମ୍ପୁଥିଲା। ପ୍ରକୃତି କୋଳରେ ମାଙ୍କର ଦିଗନ୍ତ ବିସ୍ତାରୀ ଶୋଭାରେ ମୁଗ୍ଧ ହୋଇ ମନୁଷ୍ୟ ନିଜକୁ ଭୁଲି ବାଳକବତ୍ ହୋଇଯାଏ। ବାଳକ ଭଳି ତାର ଆନନ୍ଦ, ଭୟ, ଭୀତି, ତ୍ରାସ ତାକୁ ଯେପରି ବିହ୍ୱଳ କରିଦିଏ, पर मुहूर्त ही पुणी तार आनंदमय अवस्था फेरी आसे। मांकर संतान मां कोल बोधे यही भाव सुख दुखर खेल खेली बुले। जहा हेउतापर माता भुवनेश्वरी को दर्शन और प्रणाम करी सर्वशेष कामाक्षा मां मंदिर में आसी उपस्थित हेलु। सुबृहत प्रस्तर मंदिर प्रवेश पथरे दुई धारे बसबार स्थान, प्रकांड दरजा, दरजा पार हेले ही देवमूर्ति, अंधकार पर्वत गह्वर ता मध्य तैल प्रदीप जलुअछि। यहा पर ही मांकर गर्भ मंदिर। यही मंदिर मध्य ही महापीठ अवस्थित। कामाक्षरे मांकर जोनी पतित होइतला। एठारे प्रस्तरमयी मां वर्षरे थरे अंबुबाचीर 3 दिन पर्व रजस्वला हंती। उपलक्षे महा उत्सव होता है। 3 दिन 3 रात्रि मांकर मंदिर खुला हुए ना। पर्वत गात्र जोनी पीठ जे प्रसवण अच्छी ना कौन रजधारा प्रवाहित हुए। यही उपलक्षे सहस्र सहस्र हिंदू जाति उपस्थित होती एवं तीर्थकृत्य संपन्न करी पाप भार दूर करती। गर्भ मंदिर स्थिमित आलोक जलुअछि। मांकर पीठ एवं संकीर्ण चतुर्दिग बेश देखा जाए। पंडा सहित संकित चित्तरे मंदिर मध्य प्रवेश कली। मंदिर में भिड़ कमाइबार व्यवस्था पूर्व करा। पंडा उपदेश अनुसार पीठ निकट में उपवेशन कली। गोविंद भाई और पंडा मो निकट में ठिया हो रहे। पंडा मते मांकर पूजा करने प्रस्तुत होगा कही पुष्पादि नेबाकू कहले, किंतु तांको कथारे मनोजोग न देई ठाकुर उपदेशानुसार कार्य ब्रती हेली। पीठ स्थान हाथ दे देखिली गोटे जोनी आकार गर्त जेपरी पहाड़ देहरे खोड़ा होइछि, किंतु ताहा मध्यरे स्थायी प्रसवण बा परमानेंट स्प्रिंग अच्छी, अर्थात जलधारा प्रवाहित होउछि। से स्थान में हाथ देवा निषेध। पाप ना कौन हाथ को कामुड़ी दिए, आहुरी ना कौन अनेक विपद हुए। किंतु मु किछि ग्राह्य न करी ताहा भितर हाथ पुराई देली। यह ही ठाकुरंकर उपदेश, महाराजंकर उपदेश थिला। देखिली कि आश्चर्य, अभ्यंतर भाग श्री जनेन्द्रिय आकार कटा। यह स्वाभाविक कौन मनुष्य द्वारा एपरी भाव पत्थर कटा हुई नहीं। जुगरे केते हजार वर्ष पूर्व मनुष्य पर्वत गात्र अलौकिक रहस्यमय पुण्य स्थान संधान करी जनसाधारण गोचरीभूत करिसेंती। ताहार कौन सठिक लिखित प्रमाण नहीं। यह महामाई लीला लीलामयी कृपा करी संसार क्लिष्ट आर्थ नर नारी महिमान्वित चिन्ह रखी जाइछंती। दर्शन स्पर्शन पाप भार मुक्त होई जीव आनंद लाभ करी कृतार्थ हेब यही उद्देश्य। भितर आहुरी हाथ दे देखिली चारि पाखरे छोट छोट कंटा भली रही। पर शुणिली एगुड़िक अनंत शिवलिंग। जहा हेउ भितर हाथ दे शोपड़ी जप करने को लगिली। जप करने को किसी समय लगिला। ठाकुर ठीक जपरी जप करने को कही सही भाव जप करने को लगिली। ए दिगरे पंडा माने डेरी हेउची बोली घोर आपत्ति करने को लगिले एवं मते शीघ्र उठिबा अनुरोध कले। मु किछि ग्राह्य कली नहीं। क्रमे मोर संकल्पित जप संख्या शेष हो आसिला एवं से स्थान मो हाथ मध्य देई एक अपूर्व आनंदमय शक्ति प्रवाह मो देहरे प्रवेश करने को लगिला। मन मोर आनंद प्रभाव आच्छन्न हो गला। देहरे पुलक अश्रु शिहरण फुटी उठिला। मु उठी बसिली। मो देह थर थर हो कंपिबा लगिला। अवश्य देह ढली पड़ा चाहे। गोविंद भाई धरी पकाइले। पंडा पाखरे ही ठिया होइतले। मो हाथ में फूल और बेलपत्र दे पूजा मंत्र पाठ करने को लगिले। मु अवश्य भाव ही तांकर आदिष्ट कार्य कर लगिली। मांकर पार्थिव जगतर पूजा शेष है। किंतु करुणामयी स्नेहमयी मां मोर अंतर राज्य रे अपरूप शांतिर धारा तांकर कोमल परस दे फुटाई देले। मने हला जीवन जन्म धन्य है। धन्य ठाकुर जहांकर अभैतिक कृपारू तीर्थ दर्शन करी तीर्थ महिमा प्रत्यक्ष भाव अनुभव करिवार सौभाग्य लाभ कली। पूजा अंते मु गोटे पाखे ठिया होई अविश्रांत भाव कांदिबाकू लागिली। चक्षुरे जेपरी असरंती प्रसवण आसुअछि। इतिमध्ये गोविंद भाई मध्य पूजा शेष कले। देखु मंदिराभ्यंतर यात्री समागमे भरीगला। जड़े महिला यात्री मत कांदुथार देखी खूब समवेदना जणाइले एवं कहले आहा पुत्र कन्या कौन चिरदिन रहती जहांकर जिनिस से ही नहीं माँ निकट में कांदी लाभ कौन यहीपरि आहरी जड़े दुई जन सांत्वना देले से मन करते मोर बोधे पुत्र बा कन्या मरी तेणु मु कांदुची किसी समय से भाव में रही गोविंद भाई हाथ धरी कांदी कांदी से ही प्रहेलिकामय मंदिर भितर मंदिर बाहर को आसिली बाहर को आसी मंदिर चूड़ा दर्शन करी प्रणाम कली एवं दुई जन जाक मंदिर परिक्रमा कलु यही समय देखागला आम सांगे मंदिर चापी चारि पाखे बुलुंट से आनंदर सीमा नहीं अंतर्जामी देवता अंतर बुझी आमर मनोवासना पूर्ण कले तीर्थ स्थान यही अभावन प्रभाव में मुग्ध हो गली तीर्थर विशेष शक्ति मु प्राणे प्राणे अनुभव करने को लगिली मो भली कठिन अविश्वासी प्राण तरली गला माँ करुणार धारे भासीगली ठाकुर दयाकरी यही रूपे मो प्राण रे तीर्थ प्रति विश्वास आनीदे से दयाकरी सत्यर द्वार खोली नदेले मनर अंधर कटिब किपरि से रात्रिटा आमे दुई जन कामाख्या पंडा गृह कटाईदेलु रात्रि देखागला तान महिमार जप खूब सहजरे ही हुए कौन बाधा न थाए प्रसिद्ध अच्छी एठारे अल्प चेष्टार ही मंत्र अधिष्ठात्री देवता जागृत होई भक्तर अभीष्ट फल प्रदान करती 108 थर जप कले एक पुरस्चरण फल हुए ठाकुर कहते परदिन सकाळे आमे जयगुरु कही कामाख्या धाम परित्याग कलु हृदय तीर्थ महिमार भरा एक भावर समावेश सांगे आणिलु ठाकुर आसंती
Jai Guru Bhai. Okay, so here we are going to talk about Surendra Mohan Das Gupta Bhai's experience on the visit to Kamakhya. So basically, to recap, he didn't have so much belief on the pilgrimage and the importance of tirthas. So Thakur advised Surendra Mohan Das Gupta Bhai to visit Kamakhya. So that's where he started the journey along with Thakur and Govinda Bhai. Thakur has advised him to stay at Panda Lakshmikant Mahapati. So after reaching the station Kamakhya, he has reached Tirtha Panda's house, and then now the next we are going to talk about. So so in the beginning part of the 18th chapter, he described the epic of Shiva and Shakti. So basically, at the foothills of holy Himalaya, the state of Kankha, the daughter of Daksha king Prajapati's Dakshati gave her life as a sacrifice, as she couldn't withstand the berating of Shiva. And after getting that unfortunate news, Maheshwar became very furious and he attacked the capital of Daksha and spoiled the Yajna and decapitated Daksha Prajapati. So in the rage and anger, Maheshwar continued by carrying the mortal body of Sati. He started a Tandav. So after seeing this Tandav, what happened is the gods, they became frightened and they got worried about the mankind. So they started praying for Vishnu, and the Vishnu, using his Sudarshan Chakra, chopped the body of Sati in 51 parts, and those 51 parts fell into different places and known to be Shaktipet. And the Kamakhya is one of the very prominent Shaktipet, and it's actually known as the Adi Shaktipet. There are total 4 Adi Shaktipet in total. 2 in Orissa, 1 in Bengal, and 1 is Kamakhya. Basically, the temple, the Taratharini temple, the Kaliga temple in Bengal. There are other Adi Shaktipets. So the Kamakhya is where the reproductive organ of Sati fell, and that is where the Surendra Bhai and the Govind Bhai is coming to as pilgrims. So he is also telling about the beauty of the priests in Kamakhya. So they're saying that of the rituals, the expectations from the pandas out in Kamakya is very little, and there is no basically in them there are no commercial establishments like what are there. So every pilgrim has to stay in one of those pandas. The boarding and lodging were basically taken care by them. So here, after reaching and taking the initial break at the panda's house, the Surendra Bhai and the Govinda Bhai started visiting the temple. So first they took a holy dip in the Kamakya Kund. So here you describe the Kamakya Kund. It's basically a small stream in the foothills of mountain, and water is not very clean. So, but still, despite that, they found there is no shortage of religious longing in all the pilgrims out there. So they did perform the ritual ablutions, and expectation is just basically to take a dip in that, all your past sins go away. So on the way, they visited all the 10 different forms of Mahavidyas. So basically, those 10 Mahavidyas, like the little bit of background, that when Sati wanted to came from Shiva to visit the Khejagya, so Shiva didn't give the approval. So then Sati wanted to show that who she is. So she created a different 10 manifestations from her to block the 10 different directions. So those 10 Mahavidyas. So in those 10 Mahavidyas, like Kali, Atangi, so basically those 10 Mahavidyas. So what we are talking about is Bhuvaneshwari. That's one of the main Mahavidyas. That is where the mountain is, in the peak mountain. So they finally is there. So from there they kept on going, and they saw the monastery of Swami Abhayananda, and but they couldn't talk to Swamiji. So they kept on going, and then there is they enjoyed the nature and the Brahmaputra river. So this pilgrimage so far had a very enormous impact on Surendra Bhai. So he started believing in the what Thakur has advised him. So Surendra Bhai, the unique creation of nature, because there is no documented history of when and how the Kamakya temple was discovered. So that site. So finally, Surendra Bhai reached the Kamakya temple, and he completed the puja rituals as advised by Thakur. And while taking a circle of the Kamakya temple, they realized the presence of Thakur Alamrita. So then after he went back to the Pandit's residence, and he realized that just taking fewer number of japas, 108 japas, someone can get the benefits of Puran Sarana. So after that, he left Kamakya with the imprint in his mind that this is very helpful in spiritual upliftment. Jai Guru.
से जे भक्तर भगवान, से जे भक्तर भगवान, से जे भक्तर भगवान, से जे भक्तर भगवान, भक्त रहित चिंतार निरत, भक्त रहित चिंतार निरत, रही शांति नीति दीन, से जे भक्तर भगवान, से जे भक्तर भगवान, से जे भक्तर भगवान, भक्त हृदय सदा रही शांति, भक्त हृदय सदा रही शांति,
संपदे विपदे साहस हुवन्ति भक्त हृदये सदा रहितन्ति संपदे विपदे साहस हुवन्ति भक्त तांकर से जे भक्तर भक्त तांकर से जे भक्तर भक्त जीव जीवन से जे भक्तर भगवान से जे भक्तर भगवान से जे भक्तर भगवान भक्त पाई की करंती से लीला भक्त पाई की करंती से लीला भक्त भाव रे से जे भाव भोला भक्त पाई की करंती से लीला भक्त भाव रे से जे भाव भोला भक्त पाई की आसिछंती धाई भक्त पाई की आसिछंती धाई नर रूपी नारायण से जे भक्तर भगवान से जे भक्तर भगवान से जे भक्तर भगवान भक्त रहित चिंतारे निरत रहिथन्ति निस्तिदीन से जे भक्तर भगवान भक्त कषण न पाई कही भक्त कषण न पारंति सही भक्त डाक रही छंती चाही भक्त कषण न पारंति सही भक्त डाक रही छंती चाही भक्त दुखे दुखी भक्त सुखे सुखी भक्त दुखे दुखी भक्त सुखे सुखी जानन्ति से भक्त मन से जे भक्तर भगवान जानन्ति से भक्त मन से जे भक्तर भगवान भावग्राही नाथ भक्त वत्सल भक्त बंधु बोली जानन्ति सकल भावग्राही नाथ भक्त वत्सल भक्त बंधु बोली जानन्ति सकल भक्ति चित्तरे से बिले तांतु भक्ति चित्तरे से बिले तांतु जीवन होइब धन्य जीवन होइब धन्य से भक्तर भगवान से भक्तर भगवान से भक्तर भगवान भक्त रहित चिंतारे निरत भक्त रहित चिंतारे निरत रहिथन्ति निस्तिदीन से जे भक्तर भगवान से जे भक्तर भगवान से जे भक्तर भगवान जय गुरु जय गुरु we have Sansar Pathe part 1. We have learnt how to judge the vices and virtues. and praises and condemnations of others. But we have not learned any method that will help us to live long life and carry out virtuous activities in the society and bring about any advancements of humanity. The education that is prevalent in our schools today focuses only on the history of many royalties, characters of kings and queens, the locations of seas, and nutritious values of different meats, etc. This education creates such an attitude that leads to such a substandard thought process which we do not feel like bowing our heads before anybody. We have learned nothing but to ignore our national scriptures and our national systems. This is not our mistake. This is only due to the result of modern education. Foreign education has made us so powerful that the moment we feel even slightly dignified by our learning and moment we barely get a high position in the society, we do not feel satisfied unless we introduce our forefathers to our friends as servants. This education has refined our perspective in such a way that we feel that our religion is not true religion. Our women are inferior and insignificant. Our medicines are truly not medicines. Our rituals cannot be considered as part of our religion. The reason for this is we are not taught how to protect our religion. Nowadays, parents think their worries will be over if their son can pass BA or MA examination by any means, even by stealing question papers. However, none of the parents want to know how their children can be healthy, strong and live long life. If someone is expecting money from their children while anticipating them to learn fame, then along with the prevailing education, it is duty of the parent to teach about what is our religion, how to protect one's body, how to protect oneself from vice, and how to develop one's character, how to gain physical strength, and what is the mystery about the Hindu gods and goddesses. How is the Hinduism the best religion? How can one be endowed with all the good qualities? What can one do for progress of nation and for the people of and the country to be benefited? Because if the child does not get the right education from the beginning, then through the discussions of various demonic education, there is no doubt the kid will earn demonic qualities in future. I sincerely request the authorities in the National Education Council to appoint one or two priests in the schools who can plant the seeds of dharma in the tender hearts of young students. In the world, but one has to focus on physical well-being because everything is fruitless unless one protects his own life. However, not many know how to do that. Also, not many are interested in knowing much about it. We throw away the precious gems of information available to in our religious text, mistaking them for merely glass pieces. Once one acquires true knowledge, all bad actions disappear. Thus, it is everyone's duty to look for ways of acquiring that knowledge. First of all, we are blind. On top of that, there is a dearth of Sadguru. The one who are offering advice, most of them are more blind than us. So there is no doubt that our society will face such misery. Jai Guru.
जय गुरु हमरो डिस्कशन टाइम आज संघ सेवक सकाळे प्रार्थनाकारी पत्र पढ़ा होतला जे प्रार्थनाकारी मान जदि ଇହ ସର୍ବସ୍ୱ ଦେହ ସର୍ବସ୍ୱ ହୋଇଯିବେ ତାହେଲେ ତାଙ୍କ ପ୍ରାର୍ଥନାର କୌଣସି ଫଳ ମିଳିବନି। ଋଷି ଯୁଗରେ ସେମାନେ ଆମର ଋଷିମାନେ ସେମାନଙ୍କର ଲକ୍ଷ୍ୟଟା ସ୍ଥିର ରଖିକି ପ୍ରାର୍ଥନା କରୁଥିଲେ। So basically it says don't get too influenced, affected by Western culture, Western form of wealth heavy civilization. Try to do something for others rather than doing something for you. ଯେତେବେଳେ ଆମକୁ ଅର୍ଥ ପଛରେ ବେଶୀ ଗୋଡ଼େଇବା ବେଶୀ ଅନର୍ଥ ହେବ, ତା ଦ୍ୱାରା ଶାନ୍ତି ମିଳିବନି। ତା ଦେହରେ ଲେଖା ଅଛି ଯେ ୱେଷ୍ଟର୍ଣ୍ଣ ୱାର୍ଲଡରେ ଯେତେ ଅଧିକା ଧନ ଥିଲେ ବି ସେମାନେ ଶାନ୍ତି ପାଇପାରୁନାହାନ୍ତି। କେବଳ ଭାରତ ସେ ଶାନ୍ତିଟା ଦେଇପାରିବ ଥ୍ରୁ ବ୍ରାହ୍ମଣ୍ୟ ଧର୍ମ। ବ୍ରାହ୍ମଣ୍ୟ ଶକ୍ତିର ବିସ୍ତାର ହେବ, ସବୁ ଭାରତୀୟ ବ୍ରାହ୍ମଣ ଗୁଣ ତାଙ୍କ ଭିତରେ ଆସିବ, ଯାହାଫଳରେ କି ସେ ଆଧ୍ୟାତ୍ମିକ ଶକ୍ତି ବଳରେ ଭାରତ ବିଶ୍ୱକୁ ଶାନ୍ତି ପ୍ରଦାନ କରିପାରିବ। ତାପରେ ଆମର କହିଲେ ସତ୍ୟପଥ ଆଶ୍ରୟ କରିବାକୁ ହେଲେ ପ୍ରାର୍ଥନା, ସତ୍ୟପଥରେ ଚାଲିବାକୁ ଅଗ୍ରସର ହେବାକୁ ପ୍ରାର୍ଥନା କରିବା ଦରକାର। ମୋର ଏଇଟା ଦରକାର ସେଇଟା ଦରକାର ପ୍ରାର୍ଥନା କଲେ ତାର ଫଳ କିଛି ଭଲ ହେବନି। ନିଷ୍କାମ ଭାବରେ ପ୍ରାର୍ଥନା କରିବା ଦରକାର, ଯୋଉଟା ସମୟ ଆମେ ବହୁତ ଥର ଡିସ୍କସନ କରିଛେ। ପରନିନ୍ଦା କହିଲେ ସର୍ବଦା ବର୍ଜନୀୟ, ପରନିନ୍ଦୁକ ମାନଙ୍କୁ ମୂର୍ଖ ବୋଲି କୁହାଯାଏ। ତାପରେ ମଦ, ଷଡ଼ରିପୁରୁ ପଞ୍ଚମ ରିପୁ ମଦ ଉପରେ ଡିସ୍କସନ ଚାଲିଛି କେତେ ଥର ହେଲାଣି। ସୋ ସେଇ ଦୁର୍ଯ୍ୟୋଧନଙ୍କର ଏକ୍ଜାମ୍ପଲ ଦେଇକିରି ସେଥିରେ ବୁଝିବା ପାଇଁ ଚେଷ୍ଟା କରାଯାଇଛି। ଆଉ ଆମର ଡିସ୍କସନଟା ଏଇଠି ରଖିବା। ୱି ହାଭ୍ ଫ୍ୟୁ ମିନିଟ୍ସ, ଯଦି କାହାର କିଛି କ୍ୱେଶ୍ଚିନ୍ ଥାଏ ୱି କ୍ୟାନ୍ ଗୋ ଇନଟୁ ଦୋଜ୍। Looks like we don't have any questions, so we have probably 4 minutes. So I'm going to read a little bit from Durgachरण by Salosana in ନୂଆ ବହି ଗୋଟେ ବାହାରିଛି। ଭଗବାନଙ୍କୁ ସ୍ଥୂଳ ଭାବରେ ବାହାରେ ଦେଖି ହୁଏ ନାହିଁ। ଭକ୍ତ ତାଙ୍କୁ ଅନ୍ତରରେ ଦର୍ଶନ କରିବା ପରେ ତାଙ୍କୁ ବାହାରେ ଦେଖିପାରେ। ବାହାରେ ସେ ଯେଉଁ ମୂର୍ତ୍ତିରେ ଦେଖେ ତାଙ୍କୁ ସ୍ଥୂଳ ବୋଲି ପ୍ରତୀୟମାନ ହୁଏ, କିନ୍ତୁ ପ୍ରକୃତରେ ସେ ମୂର୍ତ୍ତି ସ୍ଥୂଳ ନୁହେଁ। ସ୍ଥୂଳ ହୋଇଥିଲେ ସମସ୍ତେ ତାଙ୍କୁ ଦେଖିପାରନ୍ତେ, ସତରେ ସେ ବାହାରକୁ ଆସନ୍ତି ନାହିଁ। ସେ ଭକ୍ତର ପ୍ରାଣଶକ୍ତି ସ୍ୱରୂପ। ସେ ଯଦି ବାହାରକୁ ଆସିବେ ତେବେ ଭକ୍ତ ତ ମୃତବତ ହୋଇଯିବ, ତାଙ୍କୁ ଦେଖିବ କିପରି? କାରଣ ସେ ଭକ୍ତର ପ୍ରାଣ, ସେ ଭକ୍ତ ଭିତରେ ଥାଆନ୍ତି। ତାନ୍ତ୍ରିକ ଭାବରେ ଯେଉଁମାନେ ପିଶାଚୀ ସାଧନା କରନ୍ତି କିମ୍ବା କାଳି ସାଧନା କରନ୍ତି, ସେମାନେ ପ୍ରାଣଶକ୍ତିକୁ ବାହାରେ ଆଣି ନିଜ ଇଷ୍ଟ ରୂପେ ଦର୍ଶନ କରି ବର ଲାଭ କରନ୍ତି। କିନ୍ତୁ ପୁଣି ଭିତରକୁ ନେବାର ପ୍ରକ୍ରିୟା ଜାଣିନଥିବାରୁ ସେମାନଙ୍କ ମଧ୍ୟରୁ ଅନେକ ମୃତ୍ୟୁ ହୁଏ। ଲୋକ କହନ୍ତି ଯେ ପିଶାଚ ମାରିଦେଲା। ଏଠାରେ ଦେହସ୍ଥିତି କାଳରେ ତାଙ୍କୁ ଅନ୍ତରରେ ଦେଖିବା ବେଳେ ବାହାରେ ଦେଖି ହୁଏ ନାହିଁ, ପୁଣି ବାହାରେ ଦେଖିବା ବେଳେ ଅନ୍ତରରେ ଦେଖି ହୁଏ ନାହିଁ। କିନ୍ତୁ ନିତ୍ୟ ଲୋକରେ ଅନ୍ତର ବାହାର ଉଭୟରେ ଏକ ସମୟରେ ସେ ଉପଲବ୍ଧି କରିହୁଏ, ତେଣୁ ସେଠାରେ ବିରହ ନାହିଁ। ଅନ୍ତରଙ୍ଗ ଭକ୍ତମାନେ ହିଁ ତାଙ୍କୁ ଅନ୍ତରରେ କରିଥାନ୍ତି। ସମସ୍ତେ ପ୍ରଥମେ ବହିରଙ୍ଗ ଥାଆନ୍ତି, କ୍ରମେ ଅନ୍ତରର ଭାବରୁ ସେମାନଙ୍କ ମଧ୍ୟରେ କିଏ ଅନ୍ତରଙ୍ଗ ତାହା ଜଣାପଡେ। ଅନ୍ତରର ଭାବ, ତୁମ ଭିତରେ କଣ ଭାବ ଅଛି ତାଙ୍କ ପ୍ରତି, ତା ଭିତରେ ଜଣାପଡିବ କିଏ ଅନ୍ତରଙ୍ଗ କିଏ ବହିରଙ୍ଗ। ବହିରଙ୍ଗ ଭକ୍ତମାନେ ସ୍ଥୂଳ ସେବା ପୂଜାରେ ତୃପ୍ତ ହୋଇ ରହିଯାଆନ୍ତି। ଅନ୍ତରଙ୍ଗ ମାନେ ଅନ୍ତରରେ ନ ପାଇବା ପର୍ଯ୍ୟନ୍ତ ତୃପ୍ତ ହୋଇପାରନ୍ତି ନାହିଁ। ପ୍ରଣିପାତ ପରିପ୍ରଶ୍ନ ସେବା ଦ୍ୱାରା ଚିତ୍ତ ଏକାଗ୍ର ହୁଏ। ଏହି ଏକାଗ୍ର ଚିତ୍ତରେ ଗୁରୁ ପରାନାଦରେ ଯେଉଁ ଉପଦେଶ ଦିଅନ୍ତି ତାହା ଶିଷ୍ୟ ବିଶ୍ୱାସରେ ଶୀଘ୍ର ଗ୍ରହଣ କରିଯାଏ। ଚାନ୍ଦ ବିଶ୍ୱାସର ଯେଭଳି ବିଶ୍ୱାସ ଥିଲା, ଗୁରୁ ବାକ୍ୟରେ ସେଭଳି ବିଶ୍ୱାସ ହେବା ପାଇଁ ଚିତ୍ତଶୁଦ୍ଧିର ଆବଶ୍ୟକ। ଆମମାନଙ୍କ ଧାରଣା ଦୃଢ଼ ନଥିବାରୁ ଭୁଲ ହେଉଛି। ଧାରଣା ଦୃଢ଼ ହେଲେ ଯାଇ ଧ୍ୟାନ କରିବାକୁ ହୁଏ। ତୁମେ ସମସ୍ତେ କେନ୍ଦ୍ରର, ସମସ୍ତ ସଂଘ ଗୋଟିଏ କେନ୍ଦ୍ର ସଂଘର। କେନ୍ଦ୍ର ନିର୍ଦ୍ଦେଶ ଏଠାରେ ତାର ଅଧିବେଶନ ଚାଲୁଛି। ସଂଘ ପୂଜାଟିଏ କରିବାକୁ ହେଲେ 3ଟି ଗୋବିନ୍ଦଙ୍କର ଦରକାର। ସଂଘର ସମସ୍ତ ସଭ୍ୟ ମିଶିକିରି ଜଣେ, ଠାକୁରଙ୍କ ପ୍ରତିନିଧି ରୂପେ ପରିଚାଳକ ଜଣେ, ନିଜେ ଠାକୁର ଜଣେ। এই 3 ଜଣରୁ ଜଣେ ନହେଲେ ଚଳିବ ନାହିଁ। ଏମିତି କଣ୍ଟିନ୍ୟୁ, ଏଠି ଗୋଟେ ସରିଗଲା। So I'll take a pause and see if any questions anybody has. Today is a quiet day, looks like. So we have only 1 minute left, so maybe we should just switch to young aspirant session. अदितिर अच्छी संगीत अदिति वन यू आर रेडी जय गुरु
जय गुरु पराण मधुपा नरसिला जेबे कमाचार नितब कहलया माया जीवन रिया कहलया माया जीवन रिया के सुख गाई के सुख गाई भाबा अकारण धाना धाइया कारण नहीं ताई लाभे लाभ सिधाने आनाई परमारताने सिधाने आनाई परमारताने जातना जेबे नाथी बा जातना जेबे नाथी बा हसी अलियाड़ा कोड़ार दुलाड़ा कमाल मुख विभवा थाई की वाला भा जेबे ताही तावा थाई की वाला भा जेबे ताही तावा तेरी मुखाना फूटी बा तेरी मुखाना फूटी बा मान गगने जेबे तब प्रेमा ससी करा नहासिबा छारसीना नाभा ससंका मायुखा छारसीना नाभा ससंका मायुखा मेरा सारी देसी बा मेरा सारी देसी बा कति नायिकारा प्रेमानुरागे करी मसीना संभावा प्रेम हे मारी जेबे तब प्रेम प्रेम हे मारी जेबे तब प्रेम माणी झाड़ीना देसी बा माणी झाड़ीना देसी बा महापरामादे तब पदे जेबे संसाय तीड़े घाटी बा कुत काला नागा विषमगरा कुत काला नागा विषमगरा दंसनारू बाळी जीवा दंसनारू बाळी जीवा कमळ चरणी तव कह दया माया जीवन कह दया माया जीवन केउ सुख बाई भावा केउ सुख बाई भावा पराण माधवा नरसिला जेबे कमळ चरणी तव पराण माधवा नरसिला जेबे कमळ चरणी तव. Jai Guru.
Jai Guru, young aspirants, this is Bhakti. I will be conducting the YA session today. First, let's start off with attendance, and then Aditi will explain the meaning of the song that you just sang. Aditi?
Jai Guru.
Jai Guru. Adyasa? Aishi?
Jai Guru.
Jai Guru. Anhik?
Jai Guru.
Jai Guru. Ansh? I think Ansh will be absent today. Anshul? Arnav?
Jai Guru.
Jai Guru. Aran? Arush? Aryan?
Jai Guru.
Jai Guru. Jem will be absent today. Divyam? Timmy?
Jai Guru.
Jai Guru. Eva?
Jai Guru.
Jai Guru. Jagrat?
Jai Guru.
Jai Guru. Naik?
Jai Guru, ma'am.
Jai Guru. Pratisha will be absent today. Pratyush?
Jai Guru Ma.
Jai Guru. Sanvi?
Jai Guru Ma.
Jai Guru. Saraswat?
Jai Guru, ma'am.
Jai Guru. Sarthak?
Jai Guru.
Jai Guru. Bobby?
Jai Guru.
Jai Guru. Shilpi?
Jai Guru Ma.
Jai Guru. Shreya?
Jai Guru.
Jai Guru. Shreyasi?
Jai Guru.
Jai Guru. Jimmy?
Jai Guru.
Jai Guru. Simran?
Jai Guru Ma.
Jai Guru. Srija?
Jai Guru Ma.
Jai Guru. Suhani?
Jai Guru Ma.
Jai Guru. And Yukta?
He's sick, ma'am. Jai Guru.
Okay. Jai Guru. So now that we've completed the attendance, Aditi, can you explain the meaning of the song you just sang?
Jai Guru, the meaning of the song is that true happiness comes when people surrender themselves to Thakura. Among materialistic things in the world, people can easily forget Thakura. Materialistic items only give temporary happiness, while Thakura provides eternal happiness. It is also easy to forget Thakura in challenging times, but he is the one who protects us and helps us get through our difficulties. Jai Guru.
Jai Guru, thank you for explaining the meaning of the song. Yes, it's always important to remember Thakura and stay connected with him. So for today's Young Aspirant session, we'll be talking about a few holidays and festivals that happened in this past week. So first of all, does anyone know what today is?
This is Simran, and today is Father's Day.
Yeah, that's right. So today is Father's Day, and Father's Day happens on the third Sunday in June. So yeah, today is Father's Day, and as you all probably know, this is a celebration honoring fathers and celebrating fatherhood, paternal bonds, and just good general influence of fathers in society. So this is an opportunity for us today to express thanks and gratitude to all the father figures in our life. And historically, this Father's Day holiday was first celebrated in this country around 1910 and became an official holiday in 1972. So it's been going on for a while now. And I wanted to ask you all, so why do we celebrate Father's Day and occasions like this? Let's see. Pratyush, why do we celebrate Father's Day?
Jagru, we celebrate Father's Day to acknowledge everything our fathers have done for us throughout our life since we were born.
Jagru, yeah, that's right. This is a time when we can express thanks and gratitude and respect. And this is a holiday commemorating the importance of our parents. So last month we had Mother's Day. We discussed that a little bit, and this month we have Father's Day. And so similar to Father's Day is that we see Sri Thakura as our universal father who guides us, who protects us, and takes care of us, like mentioned in the song. And in many of our prayers and songs, we mention this to Thakura. For anyone who's songs and Y session, does anyone remember any parts of any songs in which we tell Thakura that he's our father and express this?
My question is Shrija. In the song Tumemo Mata and Tumemo Pita, in that song it says, "You're my father and you're my mother."
Jaguru, yeah, Shrija, that's one of the songs that mentions this. And yeah, this is something that we kind of, like a lot of songs mention this, even our prayers that we do in our Stota Vandana that also mentions this. And does anyone remember what part of the Stota Vandana mentions that Thakura is our father? Let's see. Bobby, do you remember what part of the Stota Vandana has this? I can give you a hint if you want one.
The very last part.
Yeah.
Tumemo Mata, Tumemo Pita.
Yeah. Do you remember the whole line?
I don't really remember the whole line. Sorry.
That's fine. I can say it. Yeah. So the whole ending part is at the end of the prayer when we hold out our hands to Thakura, and the full part is Tumeba Mata Chapita Tumeba, Tumeba Bandhuscha Sukha Tumeba, Tumeba Vidya Darvinam Tumeba, Tumeba Sarva Mama Deva Deva. So the whole meaning of this is that it's us telling Thakura, you are truly my mother and my father. You are my friend and loving companion. You are my wisdom and my wealth. You are everything there is, and that you are everything to me. So this, in this, we're really emphasizing that Thakura is all of these forms and is present in every part of our lives and expresses his importance and also being the universal father. So that's kind of what I wanted to discuss for Father's Day. And before we move on to the other festivals we're going to talk about today, does anyone want to share anything about Father's Day? Okay. So we will now be moving to our second festival for today, which is Raja. And Raja is is a really popular festival celebrated in Odisha, and it is 3 days long. This year, Raja was from last Tuesday to Thursday, June 14th to 16th. And this celebrates womanhood and the start of the rainy season. So Shreyasi will now share her thoughts with us on Raja. When you're ready, you can get started, Shreyasi.
Jagru. Raja is a very unique Indian festival, mostly celebrated in Odisha. This celebrates 3 days in the middle of June. It falls in the Hindu calendar month of Asata on the second day of the month. It is the very first day of this three-long festival is termed Pahili Raja, which is also considered to be the last day of the month Jesta summers. The second day is named Raja Sankranti, the first day of the month Asata monsoons. The concluding day is called the Sesa Raja, last day. However, the festival in some parts of the region actually ranges for a period of 4 to 5 days with the Basmati Puja or Basmati Snana / Gadhua, bathing and praying of Mother Earth. This year, the first day occurred on June 14th, the Sankranti on June 15th, and the third day, Basi Raja, occurred on the 16th. It's a celebration of joy for the rainy season. It's a celebration of womanhood and worship of Mother Earth. As the rain is a necessity for the upcoming farming, everyone is desperately waiting for the monsoon, the rain or natural water. Due to the high heat and dryness of summer, the dirt and soil is very parched and unfit for agriculture. So, the rain and monsoon help the earth to be ready for producing the crops and food. Therefore, the significance of the Raja festival is paying respect to Mother Earth and Mother Nature and her ability to produce for us. Without her, life wouldn't survive as there wouldn't be any food or water. Because of her ability to produce and taking care of us, we see her as Mother. And so the festival also celebrates girl and women as well. As motherhood manifests in all women, Raja is celebrated as a festival for them. The social and ritual traditions for Raja festival comes from the identification of motherhood in earth and identifying the same among girls and women. It is believed that every woman is a part of the Divine Mother herself, and all of the nature is also her physical manifestation. So Raja is an occasion of showing the love and gratitude that a human being feels for Mother Nature. Raja is a festival to honor the best manifestation of motherhood of nature. During these 3 days of festivity, no farming is done, no plowing of fields, no chopping of trees, etc. None of this is done to give Mother Earth rest and respect. The same goes for all women. For the woman, this starts in the kitchen. No regular cooking or household work is done during this time, so women get ample time to be part of the fun and festivity. They get dressed up, wear new dresses and jewelry, do foot bathing with alata, play games, and play on swings. Numerous different types of swings are prepared for the festival, such as Jamdoli, Jaitidoli, Ortadoli, Dandidoli, etc., to enjoy the adventure and cool breeze during the hot summer. These festivities build towards being happy and to relish the moments. Additionally, as no farming work is to be done during the 3 days, boys and men also participate in fun and games, so the entire festival becomes a family and social get-together. Instead of cooking hot food each day, before Bahuli Raja, a lot of britas are prepared. The britas stay good for 3 to 5 days to eat. Porta brita is a popular food during Raja. The aroma and taste of the particular brita are so alluring that it is Lord Jagannath's favorite and is favored by him after each meal. In fact, it is said that Porta brita is the essence of Raja festival, and without it, the festival is tasteless and colorless. After 3 days of get-together, celebration, and fun, we take bath for freshness, cleanliness, and purity of the body and mind, as does Mother Earth. This is called Bhudevi Gadhwa or Basumati Snana. We worship and pray Bhudevi during that occasion. This year, Lord Jagannath Snarna Purnima was also there on this occasion. Raja is one of the most unique festivals which has a blend of rich tradition along with fun. This is a time when people get together to welcome the rains and worship the earth as their mother and goddess who bestows her blessing onto them. Jai Guru.
Jai Guru, thank you, Shresi, for this comprehensive overview on Raja. Does anyone have any questions about what Shresi shared with us? Okay. Yeah, so Raja is a time that we celebrate the Mother Earth, and we can rest and relax. And a part of the celebrations include having the nice Bordo guitar, other traditional foods, and wearing new clothes and swinging on swings. So yeah, this is a very fun festival. And does anyone want to share their thoughts and experiences with Raja?
People know this is singing for my lesson, and we went to the playground and we swinged.
Jaguru, thanks for sharing. Yeah, it's nice to hear that we're all kind of celebrating these festivals. So yeah, the one thing that Tracy mentioned was that this time Snana Purnima occurred in the same time as the fourth day of Raja. So Snana Purnima this year also was on June 13th, and this has alternate names like Devasnana Purnima and Snana Yatra. And this is a bathing ritual for Lord Jagannath, his brother Balabhadra, and his sister Subhadra in the Puri Jagannath temple. So for this festival, we'll be hearing from two young aspirants about the background and significance. First, let's hear from Sarthak. Sarthak, you can get started when you're ready.
Thank you. So Snana Purnima or Snana Yatra, it means the divine bathing festival, and it's the birthday of Lord Jagannath, and it's celebrated on the full moon day of Jayastha. It is the first time in the year when all of the deities in the Jagannath temple are brought out from their Garbhigraha and bathed outside for everyone to see. So they bathe it in water from the northern well of the temple that is religiously and ritually purified. And then after that, Jagannath and Balabhadra are dressed up like Lord Ganesh. And that's called Gajalesha. After that ritual, the gods are believed to fall ill, and they're kept in a sick room or private room and under the care of the Rajvadya. During this, nobody can see the gods, and in place of the gods, there are 3 paintings, and they recover in a fortnight, and then everyone else can see them again. Jaigur.
Jairu, thanks Sarthak for sharing what you know about Snana Purnima. Yeah, so that's basically like a background of the festival. Next, Aryan, can you share your thoughts about this?
Jai Guru. So, as a bit of background, Snana Jatra, it's also called Jesta Purnima or Deba Snana Purnima. It's the ceremonial bath ceremony of sibling deities held on Purnima, which is the first full moon day of the Jesta month. So, as per the tradition, Lord Jagannath, Balabhadra, and Devi Subhadra are escorted from the Sanctum Sanctorum to the Snana Mandapa, which is the bathing altar, in a procession. And the mandapa is like an elevated platform on the temple. It faces east, and the deities for this procession, they wear a special type of body armor called Senapatta. And on the bathing altar, they're given like a ritualistic bath after like a set of rituals is performed. So after the procession, the deities are bathed with 108 pots of purified water. And you'll notice that 108 is like a holy number, like it shows up a lot in Hinduism, not just here. So it's like a common recurring theme. And after the bathing ritual, in the evening, Jagannath and Balabhadra are dressed up in elephant headgear, representing the god Ganesh. And this form of the god is called the Gajalesha. After Snana Jatra, the gods are traditionally believed to fall ill, and thus they're kept in a sick room to recuperate in privacy. And during this period, which is called Anasara, the gods can't be seen by devotees. Instead, there's 3 paintings that are displayed for devotees to view instead. And it's said that Ayurvedic medication is administered to the gods so that they can recover within 2 weeks and then resume giving an audience to the devotees, so the devotees can visit after this Anasara period. And in terms of the significance, it's widely believed that Lord Jagannath, among devotees of Lord Jagannath, that if they make a pilgrimage to see the deity on this day, they'd be cleansed of all their sins, and as a result, hundreds of thousands of devotees visit the temple on this day. Jai Guru.
Jai Guru, thanks Aryan for sharing what you found about the background of Snana Purnima. So both Sarthak and Aryan talked about the background of this, like the deities, they take a huge bath and eventually they get sick, they have different costumes and outfits, and one of these is called Gajavesha, and this is resembling Lord Ganesh. And the background for this is that there was a devotee from another part of India who wanted to see Jagannath dressed up this way. So this is a pretty unique form. And like both of them said, after taking a bath with 108 pots of water, they eventually fall sick due to this exposure. And they're kept in this specific room called Anasaragara, which translated means the house of rest. And so for the next 2 weeks, they recuperate in privacy, and at this time, the devotees are not allowed to visit them. And they are given a lot of Ayurvedic medicine to help them recover. Does anyone have any questions about this festival so far? All right, then. I have a few questions for you all. So my first question is for Saraswat. So when Jagat, Balabhadra, and Subhadra get sick, the temple in Puri is closed, and like we mentioned, no devotees can visit them. So why shouldn't devotees be able to visit them at this time?
Jojo, I think it's because of two reasons. First of all, I think it's mainly because the gods need their rest, so like as they're trying to like recover from being sick. And the second reason is because since they're sick, I mean, if a devotee, I guess if a devotee like sees them or like comes near them, they can also get sick. So,
yeah, that's like the idea behind this, that, you know, if someone is sick, you shouldn't bother them, and, like, let them rest and recuperate. And also keeping in mind that, like, if someone is sick, you should not go near them because it can be contagious and you can get sick too. So, like, in the past 2 years, we've been hearing about COVID and how, like, if someone is sick, they should quarantine. So that's like something like we know that in the past, present, and in the future, like maintaining these medical hygiene standards are useful. And even this applies to deities if they fall sick. So great answer, Sud. And my next question is, why are we celebrating these festivals year after year? And this applies to Devasnana Purnima and for Raja. Jimmy, do you have any thoughts about this?
Can you please repeat the question?
Sure. Why do we celebrate festivals year after year, like Devasnana Purnima and Raja?
Jai Guru, because we have different different days to remember, and that happened in the Hindu, in the history of Hinduism. Jai Guru.
Yeah, there's a lot of dates to remember, and celebrating something helps us remember it even more. So, like, even for a lot of holidays, like, if you just know that something's on a date versus if you're actually involved in something, you can remember it and understand the significance of it more. So yeah, that's a great answer, Jimmy. Next, I want to ask this question to Naitik. Why is it important to celebrate these festivals year after year? And what is the importance of this?
Jagger, can you repeat the question, please?
Sure. Why is it important to celebrate these festivals year after year? Why do we do something like
Jagger, it's important to celebrate these festivals year after year because, like, it's like Jimmy said, it's part of like Hindu history, like Hinduism's history, and it also like helps us kind of like get closer with Thakura because like
because like we represent everybody. So like for like Roger, we represent like women, and then like four, yeah, very good.
Yeah, that makes sense. Good answer. Next, I want to ask this to let's see who else is here. Shilpi. Why do we celebrate festivals like this every year? Okay, I guess if Shilpi's not here, let's ask Eva. Am I audible? Okay, just checking. I think someone was saying something.
Hey, Gruma, can you repeat the question?
Okay, yeah. The question is, why do we celebrate these festivals every year?
Okay, Guru, I think we celebrate them every year just so we can memorize it, why we like celebrate these festivals and not forget.
Yeah, that makes sense. It's a good way to remember everything. And like specifically with Devasnani Purnima, it emphasizes that like they are living gods, like they live like normal people. They eat, they take baths, they try on new clothes, and they can also get sick. So that's like a important thing to remember, that like we also worship Taka in a similar way, and we offer food in the morning and night and everything like that, and we have a chair for him to sit on and have different clothes on and change. So that's like something we should keep in mind, that like with living God, they're always around us, and we should treat them that way. Does anyone have any other questions about this festival or anything we've discussed today? Okay. I have another question. So I think Aryan mentioned that there's a 15-day quarantine, and so did Sarthak. So does anyone know what happens after that? Pratish, do you know what happens after that?
I don't.
Okay. Let's see. Let's ask one more person. Jimmy, do you know what happens after that?
No.
Okay.
I don't.
That's fine. Lastly, I want to ask Aditi, do you know what happens after they're sick and they recover? What happens after that?
Jaguru, after they recover, there's like a festival, and there a lot of bhaktas come and Jaguru.
Yeah, that's right. There's another festival. It's called Rath Yatra, and so basically they've been sick for some time. They recovered, and then after that they head out to visit their aunt in 3 different chariots. And so for that, a lot of devotees come and congregate and pull the chariots so that they can visit their aunt. So this year, this festival Rath Yatra would occur during our Samlani time, around the end of June, early July. And speaking of Samlani, I'm pretty excited about this, and I hope you all are too. And I hope to see all who can come there in 2 weeks. And I hope that we will have a great time in learning, celebrating, and relaxing. So with this, I will conclude the Young Aspirant session for today. And next is Bhavna by Eva. Jai Guru.
Jai Guru. Although not in any young adult's life, is the switch between high school and college. I've actually been very bad about moving on from high school for the few months. I know that I feel very beyond to better experiences about the people I surround myself with, the different classes I'll take, the entire environment. It's all very overwhelming and kind of sad too. Already just thinking and preparing for this big life change has been kind of stressful. I never liked change, and sadly growing up and moving on from high school is one of the biggest changes in any kid's my age's life. Even though I would like to stay here and be comfortable, I know that I need to venture off and pursue my own dreams. Without leaving the safety net and enduring the change and challenges, I can never reach my full potential. So even though it's terrifying, which it is, I know it's needed for me to grow into a better and stronger person, and then it will be worth it. I feel like Thakura has taught me all of this, and being in this Sangha has helped me gain more confidence to go through this more than anything has. I know that throughout this shift in my life, Thakura is watching over me, and at least that hasn't changed. I hope that Thakura guides me through all these next steps in my life, because this is the biggest change in my life yet. I also wish that everyone else in the Sangha who is also going off to college or this year or in the coming years, good luck, and then hopefully that their change isn't too difficult. With the support of my friends, family, our Sangha, and Thakura's blessing, I believe that it will turn out fine. And even though it's scary, I know it's going to be worth it. Sure.
जय गुरु प्रिय ठाकुर माँ भाई और पिला माने आज नवजन्म सेवा आज फादर्स डे फादर्स डे परम पिता पूजार पाली सुजोग मिलता समस्त पाखे कृतज्ञता जनावि आमर संगठी लगे आम लगे जमी ए मटी ठाकुर नाम सब शुणा मिलूँ लंकार हरिशब्द भली तेणु जो भाई माने माँ माने ये मनकर उद्यम ठाकुर प्रेरणा सहित निजर प्राण संगठी गढ़ी उठी आम मान सर्वदा ठाकुर बाणी शुणाऊँगी से पाखे कृतज्ञता जनावि कृतज्ञता जन ठाकुर जे संघरे ठाकुर कहते भाषा कि तुम्हें माने परस्पर मध्य भाव विनिमय कर साधन पथरे किए केते दूर अग्रसर हो कि बाधा कि अनुभूति कि आनंद पाउछ कि परिवर्तन लक्ष्य करुछ ये सब विषय आलाप आलोचना करिवो एथिरे जने अलक्ष्य अन्य जन साधन पथरे सहायक हेबो निजर भूल त्रुटि दोष आड़ को नजर पड़ो परस्पर सहायतार आध्यात्म राज्यर बंधुर पाहाच गुड़िक पार हो ठाकुर से ही बाणी को मन पकई आरंभ करुच्ची मोर भाव विनिमय साधना कहले तो आम गृहस्थ भाव यत्किंचित साधना कही आगू चली था ठाकुर भल पाइबा ही एकमात्र साधना ता भर आत्मगठन साधना करने पड़े आदर्श गृहस्थापी तो आत्मगठन करने पड़े से आत्मगठन साधन मु देखुची माने क्रमश जमी आलस्यर प्रादुर्भाव बढ़ी जाऊँगी शरीर मन आलस्यर प्रभावटा बढ़ी बढ़ी चलती दिन को दिन तेणु ठाकुर पाखे प्रार्थना करुच्ची जमी भक्ति और भक्ति मध्यम मुझे दूर करी समर्पण साधना ठाकुर पाखे सब बुझुची ठाकुर भी कहते कि
घर संसार घर बाड़ी स्त्री पिला बापा माँ समस्ते ठाकुरंकर आउ ठाकुर संसार में मु वृत्य भली काम करने दरकार बुझुची मन भी भणती करुच्ची ठाकुर घर ठाकुर संसार किंतु मन बहुत प्रतारण दिए कौ एक निभृत कोण से आत्मप्रीतिर कम गुड़िक करें किंतु ठाकुर ना भणती करें केमती पार हो पारि ठाकुर से मनर प्रतारणता को क्रॉस करके आगू जापारि शुभ बुद्धि आशीर्वाद प्रदान करूँ यापर आदर्श गृहस्थ कहला बेलू तो माने बहुत दूर रे आदर्श गृहस्थ हर घर ठारू हजार हजार माइल दूर रे बापा माँ सेवा भी करें सब मन थाए कि जड़े मु आदर्श गृहस्थ बोली केमती कहीपरि जो मो वृद्ध बापा माँ सेवा करें मनर से द्वंद्वटा बहुत दिन धरिकी थाए ठाकुर भाई प्रार्थना भी करुए कि सेटा जुग सहित चेंज होची जुग परिवर्तन होची किंतु आमर जो मूल भित्तिभूमिटा सेटा केमती छाड़िक मुझे आदर्श बोली कहीपरि तेणु किसी तो करें ना दूर थाए ठाकुर बाबा बापा माँ सहित सबुदिन चेष्टा करे कथा कि समय आउ से कथा होका देखिए कथार किसी आंतरिक कथार किसी ना तेणु ठाकुर प्रार्थना करें ठाकुर प्रेरणा देले कि से जो कथाटा सबुदिन होती मुझे ठाकुर विषय कथा पारि ठाकुर किसी बही पढ़ी पारि आउ ठाकुर से प्रेरणा को बापा माँ जनइबा सी भी राजी हेले आउ से सेवार सुजोग देती किसी तो पारुनी तेणु प्रतिदिन चेष्टा करुँच बापा माँ किसी पढ़ी पारि ठाकुर को बही से निजे तो पढ़ी पारे किंतु मु गोटे सेवार माने बोधे मो मन बुझाई किंतु से नहीं गोटे सेवा भाविक बापा माँ किंचित सेवा करने सबुदिन अधघंटा हो घंटा हो ठाकुर किसी बही पढ़ी आउ जानी माने केमती से सेवाटी करें पिला माने तो पाखे अच्छा केमती ठाकुर प्रेरणा ठाकुर उद्देश्य ठाकुर आदेश कि परिवार भार नापी संसार भृत्य भली कम करने आई कथा जब सब मन रखी मु यथासथ भाव में कम कर संसार आदर्श पिला संसार को आगू नहीं जापे से प्रार्थना सहित मोर भाव सांग करुच्ची जय गुरु ठाकुर आपण कीर्तन प्रार्थना मोर संघ शेष पर आपण मध्याह्न भोजन लगी विजय करेंगे माँ मैंने भाई मैंने पिला माने भोग निवेदन पर आपण मैंने प्रसाद सेवन करेंगे कारण ठाकुर सबुदिन परी आज 6:30 आपणकर नित्य पूजा हेब आपण आशीर्वाद करी से नित्य पूजा को सफल करेंगे जय गुरु
Jai Guru, I invite Thakura and all wives, Vans and young aspirants to the next Sangha Puja on June 26, 2022. Jai Guru.
जय गुरु आसंता रविवार जून 26 मोर ईश्वर भाई आ नैतिक पाड़ी अच्छी से मोर ठाकुर महाराज समस्त भक्त भाई माँ और रंगास्पांस को निमंत्रण करती पूजा जॉइन कर सेवार पूजा
भाई त्रुटि उचित क्षमा प्रार्थना
आज्ञा जय ठाकुर आज इभामा और मोर पाली भर्चुआल संघ साप्ताहिक पाली तथा संघर प्रत्येक माँ भाई माने आम समस्त तरफ आपण सेवा पूजा जहाँ किसी त्रुटि है ठाकुर त्रुटि तो निश्चय है सबु त्रुटि को जपरी मार्जना करे न आशीर्वाद करेंगे आउा त्रुटि क्षमा करेंगे जपरी आपणकर मन लगी सेवा पूजा आम करूँ शुभ आशीर्वाद करते ठाकुर जय गुरु
भाई जय गुरु शुभेंद्र भाई कहते भाई मुझे क्षमा प्रार्थना करने चाहूँगी
आज्ञा भाई
प्राणप्रिय ठाकुर महाराज भाई माँ आज मुझे सेवा असाइनमेंट थिला वंदना प्रार्थना और प्रार्थना संगीत आउ मु जानी नथली कि असाइनमेंट होता जहाँ भी त्रुटि आग को ये त्रुटि के न हो से ठाकुर निकट में समस्त माँ भाई और यंग रेस्टोरेंट्स निकट में क्षमा प्रार्थना
जय गुरु भाई शुणा जाउछि
जय गुरु आज्ञा
देवेरा दुर्लभ चरण जुहाला देवेरा दुर्लभ चरण जुहाला तुझी तुम्हारी सकला देहा धना जाना तुम्हारी सकला ग्रहण करिया करा जीवन सफला देवग्रहण करिया करा जीवन सफला चराचर विश्व सकले तुम्हार चराचर विश्व सकले तुम्हार कि धन तुम्हारे देव कि अच्छी आमार कि धन तुम्हारे देव कि अच्छी आमार कि दिए पूजिब तुम्हाय दिनहीन आमी 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 जे धने पूजिब तुम्हाय सेई धन तुमी जे धने पूजिब तुम्हाय सेई धन तुमी आर किछु नाई चाই এই নিবেদন আর কিছু নাই চাই এই নিবেদন আর কিছু নাই চাই এই নিবেদন আর কিছু নাই দাও দর্শন জন্মে জন্মে রূপে দাও দর্শন জন্মে জন্মে রূপে দাও দর্শন জন্মে জন্মে রূপে দাও দর্শন জয় গুরু জয় গুরু জয় গুরু জয় 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 জয় গুরু জয় গুরু জয় গুরু জয়
জয় গুরু জয় গুরু জয় গুরু জয় জয় গুরু জয় গুরু জয় গুরু জয় গুরু জয় গুরু জয় গুরু জয় জয় গুরু জয় গুরু জয় গুরু জয় জয় গুরু জয় গুরু জয় গুরু জয় গুরু জয় গুরু জয় জয় গুরু জয় গুরু জয় গুরু জয় জয় গুরু জয় গুরু জয় গুরু জয় গুরু জয় গুরু জয় গুরু জয় Guru, Jai Guru, Jai Guru, Jai Guru, Jai Guru, Jai
Jai Guru, Jai Guru, Jai Guru, Jai.
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 Jai Guru, Jai Guru, Jai Guru,
Jai. Jai Guru, Jai Guru, Jai Guru, Jai. Jai Guru, Jai Guru, Jai Guru, Jai. Jai Guru, Jai Guru, Jai Guru, Jai. Jai Guru, Jai Guru, Jai Guru, Jai. Jai Guru, Jai Guru, Jai Guru, Jai. Jai Guru, Jai Guru, Jai Guru, Jai. Jai Guru, Jai Guru, Jai Guru, Jai. Jai Guru, Jai Guru, Jai Guru, Jai. Jai Guru, Jai Guru, Jai Guru, Jai. Jai Guru, Jai Guru, Jai Guru, Jai. Jai Guru, Jai Guru, Jai Guru, Jai. Jai Guru, Jai Guru, Jai Guru, Jai. Jai Guru, Jai Guru, Jai Guru, Jai. Jai Guru, Jai Guru, Jai Guru, Jai. Jai Guru, Jai Guru, Jai Guru, Jai. Jai Guru, Jai Guru, Jai Guru, Jai. Guru, Jai Guru, Jai Guru, Jai. Jai 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 Guru, Jai Guru, Jai Guru. Shri Shri Thakurev Brahmanande Gule Kawal Shri Shri Guru Maharaj Jai. Jai Guru, Jai Guru, Jai Guru.
जय गुरु भाई माने माँ माने just a second सी आमे विशेष भाई मो आमे सतराणी संगे कथबार्ता होतुला हमर सोनी प्रोग्राम इत्यादि नै कि आउ तांक पाखरु गोटे मेसेज आछि पढि दो चाहूँ आपन मन पई सी आमे सम्मेलन रे कि केतले कोन जो देबे केंद्र प्रतिनिधि भाबे सी सब डिस्कशन करथुल तांगोटा पठैथुले हमर केतले कोन सरकार भाई गोटा रिप्लाई करथिले लिखिचंती जय गुरु भाई we pray our beloved Thakur to make AMSA Sammelani a grand success. Also, convey our good wishes to all Ma and Bhais of AMSAs on the eve of much awaited Sammelani. So just wanted to let you know that our Polchan Rashtriya message Sammelanira Safalya Kamana Kurushanti. हमको माने मेसेज ताजा आछि अछि कि संभव नै छै जस्ट हमर ये विषय स्केड्यूल छै नि सम्मेलन विषय हमर षोडश उपचार कथा मोडा मेसेज पठैथिली विषय एटा डेभलप करछन स्प्रेडशीट आपन संगे डॉक्यूमेंट शेयर करछन आपन संगे देखो आपन कोन आनिबे षोडश उपचार गिफ्ट से लिस्ट ध्यान जे पिकअप कर पारंती दुर्गान भाई मेसेज पठैथिले आड करछन गोटे लाइन हमर केतरा यूज किना हला सेटा $700 पड़ी तेणु ଚାହୁଁଛନ୍ତି କିଛି କଣ୍ଟ୍ରିବ୍ୟୁଟ୍ କରିବା ପାଇଁ so that ସେ ଯୋଉ ଗିଫ୍ଟ ଠାକୁରଙ୍କୁ ଦିଆଯିବ ସେ ବେସିକାଲି नो that becomes your contribution becomes part of that कि अन्य जिनस किसी आनिबे करिपारिबे किंतु जदि लिस्ट जहाँ अछि ता बहिर्भूत किसी जिनस आनिया चाहउछंती प्लीज लेट मी नो फर्स्ट सीधा अन्य का कांटेक्ट न करी मते पचारिबे जे मु एई जिनस आनिया चाहूची मु सीधा माने मुख्य तार जे कंसर्न मुख्य अछन संगे कथा करिबी जे डू वी रियली नीड दैट कि नाही जदि जिनस हम दरकार नाही हमें अजथा आसन मंदिर रे